strange ship, more like a ball of rough red stone than a vessel made in a shipyard, responded to the force.
"Can't you go faster? I'll be an old man by the time I get back."
The ship felt instantly annoyed. Ben listened. In his mind, the ship spoke in a male voice that had no sound or real form, but it spoke, and it wasn't amused by his impatience. It showed him streaked white light streaming from a central point in a black void, a pilot's view of hyperspace, and then an explosion.
"Okay, so you're going as fast as you can."
Ben felt the ship's brief satisfaction that its idiot pilot had understood. He wondered who'd made it. It was hard not to think of it as alive, like the Yuuzhan Vong ships, but he settled for seeing it as a droid, an artifact with a personality, and, yes, emotions. Like Shaker.
"Sorry, Shaker. Sorry to leave you to sort it all out."
The astromech droid would be fine, he knew it. Ben had dropped him off on Drua. That was where Shaker came from, like Kiara, and so they were both home now. Ben straightened his legs to rub a sore knee, then settled again cross-legged to try meditating. It was going to be a long journey. He reached inside his tunic and felt the amulet, the stupid, worthless thing that didn't seem to be an instrument of great Sith power after all, just a fancy bauble that Kiara's dad had been sent to deliver. Now the man was dead, all because of Ben. And the worst thing was that Ben didn't know why. They need to find Jason. Jason could be anywhere now, in his offices on Coruscant, on the front line of some battle hunting subversives. Maybe this weird force-controlled ship could tap in and locate him. He'd be on the Holo News. He always was. Colonel Jason Solo, head of the Galactic Alliance Guard, all-around public hero holding back the threats of a galaxy.
"Okay,"
Ben said aloud.
"Can you find Jason Solo? Have you got a way of scanning comlinks? Can you find him in the Force?"
The ship suggested he ought to be able to do that himself. Ben concentrated on Jason's face in his mind, and then tried to visualize Jason's Star Destroyer, the Anakin Solo, which was harder than he thought. The sphere ship seemed to be ignoring him.
"Can you do it?"
Ben asked.
"If it can't,"
he thought,
"I'll try to land inside the GAG compound and hope for the best. You don't want Galactic Alliance engineers crawling all over you with hydrospanners, I bet."
The ship told him to be patient, and that it had nothing a hydrospanner could grip anyway. Ben thought he might have more luck persuading the ship to seek holonews channels. Or maybe it was so old that it didn't have the technology to find those frequencies.
"Hey, come on. If it managed to destroy a freighter on the power of my thoughts alone, it can find a holonews signal."
"Ah," said the ship. Ben's mind was suffused with a real sense of discovery. The ship dropped out of hyperspace for a moment and seemed to cast around, and then it felt as if it had found something. The star field, visible somehow, even though the fiery, rocky bulkheads were still there, skewed as the ship changed course and jumped back into hyperspace. It radiated a sense of happy satisfaction, seeming almost excited.
"Found him?"
The ship said it had found what it was seeking. Ben decided not to engage it in a discussion on how it could find a shut-down Jason hiding in the Force.
"Well, let me know when we get within 10,000 clicks,"
Ben said.
"I can risk using the comlink then."
Colonel Jason Solo's cabin, Star Destroyer Anakin Solo, extended course heading 000, Coruscant, diverting via the Bogdan sector.
None of the crew of the Anakin Solo seemed to find it odd that the ship was taking an extraordinarily circuitous course back to Coruscant. Jason sensed a general resigned patience. It was what they expected from the head of the Galactic Alliance Guard, and they asked no questions. He also sensed Ben Skywalker, and it was taking every scrap of his concentration to focus on his apprentice and locate him. Jason homed in on a point of blue light on the bridge repeater set in the bulkhead. He felt Ben at the back of his mind the way he might smell a familiar but elusive scent. The kind that was so distinctive as to be unmistakable. Unharmed, alive. Well, but something wasn't right. The disturbance in the Force, a faint prickling sharpness at the back of his throat.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.